This is the Mentay Hydroglide. This is the oldest machine in our stable. A very popular unit, and it does most areas. If you've only got 1 or 2 wickets, this is the machine for you. Ideal, barrel, perfect barrel, being ground, rounded edges, tapered, feathered on the edges. Where this machine differs from the others, it's a hydraulic machine and not a hydrostatic. But the beauty of it is that we have 65 litres of hydraulic oil in this machine, and that gives you the perfect balance. We'll show you a bit about that later. This is the little Robbins engine on this one. It's made by Subaru. Ideal motor. Now the trick is with this one is it's a 2-to-1 reduction, and this is to cut down the noise. You need to cut down the noise, and you've got ultimate power at low speed. High torque machine. We had one come in the other day, 21 years in service. Now, we believe that you're going to get 12 years out of a motor like this if you give it a bit of tender loving care. Beautiful little motor, easy to start. This machine has been designed for the unit to run quietly. The machine doesn't go any faster. So really, you don't want all that noise. So make sure it's not a lawnmower, it's a cricket pitch roller. Make sure that you have this machine going nice and quietly. This machine will run cold, whereas a lot of them won't. They won't coke up. Marvellous engine. Ideal for this situation. We have a simple forward and reverse control on this. We select forward because that's the way we're going. We have a speed controller here, and we just feather this out so that we get enough power that what we want. When we finish the run, we come back to neutral, which is stop. And then we come back to neutral and leave it in neutral, which gives automatic braking. The machine will not move while you've got it in neutral. If you want to move the machine out of the shed at any time, put it in the direction that you want to go if you can't start the motor for some reason. If it's too close to the wall in your shed, just put it in reverse and you'll be able to pull the machine. Just remember to feed that control very, very slowly when you're starting. So the perfect balance is ergonomically designed. And that's why we won a design award for this machine. Now with these front rollers and the back rollers, you must have your roller level. Because it's got an oil reservoir in it, you must keep the oil level and you'll have a better run with your machine. A lot of people don't set up their roller correctly. Adjust the back rollers when you're going over your gutters and all the other things. So make sure that you set your roller up so that you've just got that little bit of movement in the roller so that you get a perfect roll. This is the Mentay turf crusher. This is the machine that's used for just those patch-up jobs, right? Most of the turf that's used on cricket pitches are already comes in a big truck and it's all crushed up. But for top dressing, you need the Mentay turf crusher. It's got 17 blades here, and you just put them in there, start the machine up, and a tray at the back, and you've got your material ready to patch up your wicket. You probably see where the cricket has come out and scratched big holes in the ground. That's what you've got to build up after the test is finished. If you're going to test, or if you've only got 1 wicket or something like that, you need to keep top dressing that pitch. And this is the machine to do it. You can crush about 70 metres a year through this machine. They're used extensively throughout Australia. You find them in the top end right down to the bottom end. The beauty of them is there's no dust because they work so slow. And the thing is, ergonomically, it's good for the operators, and therefore the dust is not going to be a problem. And nowadays with occupation health and safety, You've got to cover all those aspects. We've got a nice safety guard here. It pushes back as you shovel in. You can hook a fan up to this end here and get rid of the dust out of the top of it. Beautiful little machine, and as well as that, it will move backwards and forwards as your pile decreases or increases. Out the back here, you can move it into the pitch as you like it. This has 17 blades, and they're designed in a helical motion to cut down on the horsepower, and therefore you don't need a great big traction engine to get your horsepower. But if you should throw a rock or a root or a great piece of metal in there, we've also thought of that as well. It has a shear pin and it has a bronze bush so that it's a self-destructing thing, but it saves the gearbox, which is this item here. So be very careful what you put in your machine, because it will show up. This little machine we got here is a 9.7 kilowatt engine. So it's a 2-to-1 reduction. If somebody steals your motor off it, don't put a 4,000 RPM on it. It's a 2,000 RPM drive on it, right? Be careful on that one. Because it's orange, it might be the same colour, might be yellow. Make sure that you're getting a 2-to-1 reduction. Very important, because this machine won't work unless you have that reduction. Ready to go.